All right, happy Thursday night, everybody. Welcome on into the Arctic Air Studios. Your air needs to be Arctic. During the summer, during the winter, it's a bad idea for it to be Arctic. That's when you need to call the bear if it's too Arctic during the winter months. You know what to do. Call the bear, callthebear.com. All right, we got Texas Tech football owning the portal. The portal party never ends for Texas Tech. Hey, need a running back? Why don't you beat out Ohio State for a USC running back in the portal? Why not? We asked the question tonight, though, portal guys for Texas Tech, should they be playing for Texas Tech in the bowl game? Why or why not? We have that overrated, underrated, rated right. Thursday, we ask you tonight about animated, claymation, or otherwise Christmas specials and or movies so I can talk about Arthur Christmas. All of that, anything else, Tech football, you name it, Tech basketball, whatever's on your mind. The conversation will be driven by you tonight. It will take place because of you, and it will take place because of United Supermarkets and Market Street, the grocery store in West Texas and beyond into the Metroplex. That you spend your money there, they spend your money with Texas Tech. There's another grocery store around here. You spend your money with them, they send it down to Austin. Well, you get the idea. All right, so let's have some fun tonight. I want a lot of comments. I want a great discussion tonight. And it's up to you. In three, in two. Good evening, West Texans, all you good, fine, friendly folks out there who wish you were. I'm Ryan Hyatt, theraiderland.com. You start your day there every day. Hot links. We love hot links. Fresh every morning. The best links, Raiderland and beyond. You go there for that. All the cool stuff that I find that I think you guys are going to like. We don't stop there. We get your questions of the day. Fire away your comments, our thoughts early on in the day. Now, midday, you will usually find us with our 60 seconds of Raiderland commentary that we throw out. That's why you need to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Right now, it's Raiderland free. Don't cost nothing. Also on Twitter at Ryan Hyatt Media, Facebook. Never miss a thing. We give you stuff. Brought to you tonight by Domino's Pizza, Domino's.com. Midweek, Thursday night football, whatever, bowl games, college basketball. Get the app on your phone, save money, get great Domino's pizza. I don't know what else to tell you. Also brought to you by South Plains College. That's right, SPC. Over there in Levelland, the road to Raiderland runs through Levelland. They have so many things, not just, for young college students, but for folks like us, a little continuing education. Maybe you want to take a culinary class or art class or something like that. They got it. Check it out, what's going on in Levelland. They're at South Plains College. They're good friends over there. All right. Portal talk. We can continue that. Is anybody done with the winning? Is anybody tired of Texas Tech winning in the portal? The latest one tonight, Quentin Joyner out of USC, four-star running back out of high school, out of Manor, out of Taj Brookstown. He spurns Ohio State, according to On3.com, and he's coming to Texas Tech. You wanted a running back, you got a running back. You wanted a edge rusher, you got one out of Georgia Tech. You wanted an offensive lineman, you got it out of North Carolina. He told Bill Belichick, I don't think so. I'm going to Lubbock. I'm taking my talents to Lubbock. So we have all that going on tonight. But the question I have for you, Texas Tech players in the portal who've said they're leaving, should they play in the bowl game for Texas Tech? If you've got a player in the portal who said, I want to go, I want to leave, should they play in the bowl game? Now, this gets into the idea of how do you view the bowl game? Is it a reward? Is it something that, that they're getting a benefit from? How do you view the bowl game? Should they play in the bowl game if they're in the portal? You have several in the portal right now who are going to play. Quarterback Jake Strong. We saw him 2 years ago come in as a true freshman, overwhelmed against Kansas State. Didn't really see the field this year. Brady Boyd, Jordan Brown, wide receivers. Caden Carr, local guy. Offensive line, defensive tackle, Trevor McElpeen. All in the portal. I think there's like 13 guys maybe that are in the portal right now that Joey McGuire says they're going to utilize in the bowl game. You like that or not? You tell me. And then finally, overrated, underrated, rated right. animated Christmas specials, the best, the worst, everything in between, and we're going to go movies. All right? We're going to go movies as well. We're going to allow movies tonight. There you go. Get in, get it going. If you're on particularly YouTube, this really matters on YouTube. Hit thumbs up and share it and invite your friends in. Now, if you're on Twitter, that's good too. Facebook, it matters. Really, YouTube, we're trying to get to 500 subscribers on YouTube. Doesn't cost anything. Tell your friends, and then this thing will explode on YouTube, much like it's already done on Twitter and on Facebook. But we want to own everything. We want Raiderland to be out there. So let's begin the discussion, shall we? Let's go up here. I'm going to hit this button here. Go there. And Craig was the first one in. We want to give our YouTube people, YouTube getting in early tonight. We love our YouTube. Pardon me, Facebook. Jeez. Facebook people getting in early. We love them. The talking box is on. Indeed, it is. Nobody knows where the reference comes from. It is lost in history for so many. Thumbs up by James, another Facebook person. A wink. Oh, I just freaking had a cat open the door into the Arctic Air Studios and saunter in. It's going to be one of those nights, I can already tell. Does Gremlins count as a Christmas movie? I don't think so. I'll put it up to you guys as a vote. Right now, weigh in. Gremlins, Christmas movie. It's certainly not animated. It's puppetry, but it's got people in it. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. Never liked it. I saw it one time, have never watched Gremlins again. But don't get them wet, apparently. James, what do you think of the new JUCO rule for football eligibility? Eligibility for college football is over. It's done. Until they create a union and have a collectively bargained agreement that will establish such rules. But I have no problem with it saying, all right, we got Alan Bowman playing like 12 years. We got the COVID years. Nothing's happened bad. The best thing would be to say you've got 5 years to play college football. All right? You got 5 years to play college football. No red shirts, no nothing. That you can play 5 seasons of college football. But now that they're employees, now that they're getting paid, that changes everything. And it's just not that easy to do it from an NCAA level, which is why I keep saying the NCAA and colleges are going to be the first organization of management and ownership to beg for a union versus the other way around where NFL and Major League Baseball and NBA, all those, they hated, they didn't want a union, they didn't want any of that. The only thing that will save college sports will be a union. Operation successful. And I think we're talking about a cat being rescued here. God, I hope that's the case. Fake Natalie Mays. You guys can get in thanks to United Supermarket. Attacking the portal. The biggest one today is a running back out of USC. Why not? And why not steal him away from Ohio State? Why not? Claymation animatronic, the best animated Christmas specials, overrated, underrated, and rated right. The ones that are really good, the ones that are bad, you tell us. Your Hyde, how are you? Fine. Did Hermie from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer ever make you wonder? I think we all did. Also, I think Yukon Cornelius is one of the most underrated characters of all time. Thank you for the claymation stories you give us. Yeah, the whole Dennis thing and everything else, and just a little bit of the whip of the hair and everything else. And what are we going for right there? What are we telling us? But Yukon Cornelius, Bumbles bounce, and that's all we needed to know, right? We figured it out. Jan wants to know, how's the barn, kitty? The answer, so sweet and with its new family. There we go. We had a barn cat rescue today. Briones Anjelo. What do you think about the running back coming from USC, Quentin Joyner? I think he had about 480 yards of rushing. He had another, I don't know, 100 something of passing, about 5 touchdowns. He was highly recruited out of college out of high school, highly recruited out of college as well. And then who did you beat out to get him? Ohio State? Okay. That's kind of how I've lived in the recruiting rankings over the years, not stars, not anything else. You look at a player and you go, who did he turn down? That when you're beating out Stephen F. Austin and, Tulsa, okay, yeah. But in these cases, when you're getting guys from Georgia Tech, North Carolina, beating out Ohio State, apparently on this, on3.com, that's what I look at. So that tells me that at least somebody wanted him. So I'd say that's a pretty good thing, right? Craig, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is rated right. I would go with that one, probably rated right. Santa Claus is Coming to Town, rated right. Santa Claus is Coming to Town, gold standard to me on the claymation animated early era. Rudolph right in there, probably a close second. Santa Claus Coming to Town, still better. You got a lot of stuff going on in that one. You've got the whole LSD wedding scene in the with Mr. Winter or whatever he was. The whole LSD wedding scene in the forest. Got a lot of stuff happening there. Burgermeister Meisterburger. James, Gremlins are what kids are the week before Christmas break. Gremlins is a Christmas movie as much as Die Hard is, which means it's not a Christmas movie. There you go. Like old days, 5 to play 4. Or just 5. You get 5 years. Period. End of sentence. Right? Jan, Charlie Brown Christmas. It's, again, of the animated Christmas specials, the best, the first, the end. Of all the Christmas specials, the alpha, the omega, right? Without getting scriptural on that, don't take that the wrong way. Bible literalist. I'm not trying to impart anything upon it that is not there. However, the reading of Luke is pretty good. Yeah, Charlie Brown. Almost put Charlie Brown Christmas special over here. TV execs tried to cut out the line of speech. Too churchy. Nobody's going to like it in the early 60s. It kind of worked out. Now we're about to have a fight here. Michael says Frosty the Snowman is rated right. If by rated right you mean dreck, trash, and maybe one of the worst animated Christmas specials of all time, you are dead on. The animation is crap. The kids are freaky looking, weird, googly eyed. Could have done so much more. The Snowman and Elf is so much more entertaining. 100%. All right. 100%. Randy says, you were right about Munster in the Beer and Cheese Bowl against Shiner. It came down to the wire. Who do you have in the nightcap, Malakoff and Columbus? Don't know a damn thing about either one. I would direct you to the Twitter feed of one, Mark Finkner, the real Mark Finkner, who is so far, he's only lost one game. I say lost. He predicted every game before the state championship started, and he missed on the Stanford game earlier today. Triple overtime. Ganado won, so he whatever he is, 5-1, 4-1, whatever it is now. Don't know what he had on the midday game. Don't know how that one turned out. Don't know a thing though about Malakoff in Columbus. Take the one you want. The Grinch is the only one that matters. The Grinch is okay. The Grinch is all right. It was never like high on my list growing up as a kid or otherwise. But I grew to have an affinity for it. When I was living in the dorms in Coleman Hall at Texas Tech in the late 80s, and there was a cat on the 12th floor or whatever with the most awesome sound system, and he would play the Grinch song. about this time, and it would just boom through. It was great. Crowley. Whatever happened to Crowley? Hey, Steve Fullwood, if you're out there, somebody get a hold of Fullwood. Ask if he knows where Crowley is, because I think Crowley had the sound system. I mean, we're talking like Blaupunk and everything else. It was great stuff. Chris, transfer portal, your opinion. Friend has a mid-level quarterback with offers from academies and UTSA. Thinks portal is really impacting his recruiting chances. Um, okay, so your friend has a your friend. I don't know. Is your friend the player, or your friend is a parent who has a player who's in high school? They have offers from that level of play. Yeah, high school is being crimped down, and we're not taking nearly as many high school recruits as we used to because we can get them older, better, proven. So yeah, that does decrease the recruiting chances. Now, if he's a middle-level quarterback, if we're talking about a high school kid here, I assume whatever, I assume that's what we're talking about here. And if he's got offers from the academies, that means he's smart. And I would say I would go. My advice to your friend, I don't know whether he's military inclined or otherwise, but if you got an offer from an academy, take the offer. If you're inclined, if you're that way inclined. If not, don't do it. If you can't handle it, if you're not up to it, don't do it. But it sounds like anybody I hear that has an offer from an academy, uh, the dude has a lot going on. He's probably a great kid, and my guess is his career is not going to be in football. It's going to be in something else. So parlay what he's got going on there and decide how you want your next career to be, and use football to take advantage of obviously the intellect you have and just what a great upstanding young American you are. If you're getting any interest from the academies, you're a badass. And I would tell you, Chris, right now, your friend, the dad. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, parent, his son is great. Yeah, the dad, the mom, the family, they're probably badass as well. James, I didn't see Jayton being up 45 at halftime to end the game. Congratulations to them. Yeah, both the 6A championships ended fairly early. Bless her heart, Whiteface, they just couldn't hang. They got down early, tried to come back second quarter, just couldn't get it going. Fake Natalie Maines, how do you know everything from Claymation, 32 Degrees, Gordon Granger high school playoff record to, well, it's easy on Gordon's high school playoff record. No. To grub worms and tech basketball wearing heart rate monitors, which is really cool that they've got all this technology now, and they wear them in practice, and we wear them in, all this stuff. We find out how hard we're working. Used to, Natalie, we had coaches, and you could just look out there and go, guy's dogging it. Guy's working hard. He's dogging it. Now we got to wear all this crap to know somebody's working hard. Good God. What are we paying for that? We really don't have coaches that can tell, oh, he's working hard, he's not working hard. Yeah, Bear Bryant needed some sort of monitor on his players to go, yeah, he's working hard. United Supermarkets support Texas Tech. They support West Texas, and they allow you to chat with us on the chat line. So support them. Go to their webpage and say, hey, thanks for being a part of Ryan Hyatt's Raiderland. You can do that on their Facebook page. We link to it all the time. Watched Lonnie is on Facebook. Twitter's been okay tonight. Facebook's been great. YouTube, you guys jump in on YouTube. Give me a little bit more. I need more thumbs up on YouTube. Hit the like and then share it on YouTube. Grow it. I want to get to 500 over the holidays. I'm telling you, when we get to 500 on YouTube, you're going to see some really cool stuff happen on the metrics. Now we've got 7,000 over that on Twitter and growing. We got 1,800. I can't remember on Facebook. I'd love the Facebook thing to grow too, but you guys make it happen. Watch the NJ. National JUCO NCAA title game last night in Canyon between Iowa Western and Hutchinson County. A lot of talent on the field, was worth the price of admission. What'd you pay, though? What was the price of admission? My son's a WT student. He's back home, so he wasn't there. Might have gone if he'd been there. Danny is on. There's the YouTube people. Look at that smiling face there. Look at that. Look at Danny on YouTube. Everybody tell Danny he looks good. It takes a brave man to put your own picture on your avatar. I'm not having fun with you, Danny. I'm just saying it's good. Do you think Texas Tech is ahead of the curve with a personnel department with James Blanchard? I'm going to stop right there. Yes. When they brought him in from Baylor with Joey McGuire, that Texas Tech was 2 or 3 years ahead of everybody else on that. Remember the big binder that McGuire had? That was part of it. Personnel evaluation director. And he was getting that from Matt Rhule. We got to give credit where credit is due. Rhule was the instigator of that idea. And McGuire took it and expanded it. And then Texas Tech paid for it. It would be tough to recruit, and what playoffs and bowl games? It would be tough. I mean, we have the question, then we have it would be tough to recruit in playoffs and bowl games. Give me something more on that, Danny. But yes, Texas Tech was well positioned, well ahead of the curve on roster management, personnel director, how to evaluate talent, and then with the Matador Club, with what was going on with Womble and Cody Campbell. Have y'all heard? Y'all have any idea? There's a guy named Cody Campbell. He was a little-known offensive lineman for Texas Tech in the early 2000s out of Canyon, Texas. Him and a buddy came up here and played a little bit of football. They got into the oil and gas business, made a couple of transactions, lucked into some land, flipped it, turned it, sold it, bought a little more land, got a couple of things. And then, I don't know if you guys have heard the name Cody Campbell. So all this kind of coalesced and came together, and now you have the ability to pay for this kind of thing that Baylor can't, Meanwhile, back in the discussion, Chris Carpenter says on Facebook, Bear Bryant didn't need the Junction Boys to wear heart monitors. No, he did not. Hardly working or working hardly. Yeah. Glad to see all these new players coming in. So is Joey McGuire. It's really pretty damn impressive, but not unexpected. All right, let's go to Wendy. Wendy says, how does On3 Sports measure the NIL deals of these transfer players? Those contracts are not being public or the contracts insured by the player or the university up. All right, so first question, they have great resources. They do have the ability to find out what the contracts are for, working with the companies and everything else. So On3 Sports does a great job of tracking that on the NIL. They know what the deals are. These deals now have to be public because they go into the tax base. That they know what the companies are paying. They know what the NIL deals are. And some of these NIL deals are different than what you're getting from the Matador Club, but they're still out there. They do have so when you see that number from On3, that's a legit number. Are the contracts insured by the player or the university? No, they're not insured by anything. It's no different than Patrick Mahomes signing a deal with Coors Light, Head and Shoulders, State Farm. All of those deals are done that way. And we're about to get into a realm, and this is a great question, Wendy, where now, as we flip going forward, where that 20.25 house settlement number, which is not ever going to happen, by the way, the house settlement is going to be blown up, I think, before it really ever comes to fruition. And I think we've got a whole nother year of the Wild West. The universities are ready for it, that the max number you can pay under the house, that the school can pay in salary to the players, $20.5 million. Get ready for that to be derailed by a number of lawsuits that'll gain standing. Throw that out, though. Think of that as the salary cap that the Kansas City Chiefs have to work with to pay Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, fill in the blank. That has nothing to do with name, image, and likeness in the ability of the players to still go get outside endorsement deals the same way NFL players, some of them, many of them actually, make more in advertising than they do in their contract. So those that are thinking that this dollar figure is the cap and the end of it, no. And here's the crazy thing. The NFL has language in their contracts through the CBA that college sports will not have that really precludes a team, the Chiefs, from going out and finding some, billionaire who just wants to give Patrick Mahomes $100 million to do nothing. You can't do that. It really has to meet a fairly stringent test. We saw this past year with the WNBA in Las Vegas with the Las Vegas Aces, and they tried to circumvent the salary cap by giving them money out of the Economic Development Fund in Las Vegas, but because of the CBA, they couldn't do it. And I know we're getting into some really weed stuff here on this. None of that exists in college sports. You can have a so-called cap on what the school can give. That doesn't mean Cody Campbell and Dustin Womble and David Collier can't get together and give somebody another $125 a week. Nothing stops that. Not until you have a CBA. Not until that happens. Great questions, Wendy. Let's see. Danny, I think of Texas Longhorns playing in the playoffs and recruiting at the same time. It would be hard to do both. No, not really. You got plenty of people. You can do both. David Carr says dudes. Moods equals dudes. Somebody should make a shirt. CJ, doesn't surprise me if highly recruited players want to come to Tech because of the top-notch facilities and the brand. I don't know what the brand is. We've talked about that over the last year. The brand thing kind of wore out, whatever. But you know what the brand is right now? Cash. Straight cash, homie. You have great facilities. You have great fan base. You have all that. But you know why the players are coming here right now? You know why Quentin Joyner's coming here instead of Columbus, Ohio? It ain't because he wants to talk to David Collier. It ain't because he thinks you're a whatever dude. And embrace that and love it. How is what going on now NIL? What the hell does that mean? This guy has a TV show every night. Twice. Hell, 3 times. I'm not sure how many times he gets on. How is what going on now NIL? Hell does that mean? Wendy, thank you for the insight. Sorry for the typos. Stupid talk. Don't worry about the typos. I have typos and I'm not typing. I have typos every night, for a half hour on this. Used to do it for 3-4 hours on the radio every day. I got typos without typing. At least you got a reason. I got nothing. I just screw up. But no, it's a great question. It's what you were firing away about is really, I think, where we are headed and what we're going to do. I've got a commenter on our website that I'll address here in just a second because he brings up some good questions. Hold on. Wendy, don't worry about typos. Collier, you're a freaking idiot with your typos. I don't even know who he is. That's not David Collier, by the way. That's not him. That's totally different. There's Collier here. There's Collier here. I don't know. So yeah, commenter RC on our on the website, theraiderland.com, kind of railing against the idea of the whole portal party and you're in, you're out, you're only in for a year. How long are you in? Are you in for a practice? Are you in for whatever? There you go. Okay. This is where we get back to the whole idea of if you want this to stop, you have to have a collectively bargain agreement with a union that the players sign on to a union and or that we're no longer doing. We get over the idea of scholarships. All right. Get over the idea of scholarships and get onto the idea of contracts. And that all the double eagle stuff and all the everything that's going on right now, that you say, all right, I only want these guys if they're agreeing to sign a 2-year deal. Enforceable by what? I don't know. That if you don't play for Tech for 2 years, we claw back money. You don't get certain money. Everything else, it can be done that way. It's problematic. It does become problematic again because we don't have a CBA. When I say CBA, I mean collectively bargain agreement, which can only happen with a representative of a union that the players have to agree to work to a union, and you get the whole deal. So for RC, saying I don't like all this stuff, I just don't like it. He's happy that Tech's doing well in the portal. I don't like it. They're only coming here. All right, if you want to change that, then we get over the idea of scholarships and we go to contracts, and that's where we are, and we are there. Will the NCAA propose a CBA at some point? No, they're too stupid. They're too wedded to the past. They're still fighting stupid battles in the courts, losing every single time. No, they're not smart enough to realize the only way to save themselves is to professionalize it and create a CBA. They're dumb. James, they're just dumb. Randy, can you imagine what Tech will do once Collier starts balling out with the NIL? You have no idea. I've seen that man in action in Omaha. Just how do we plan to pay for all these players? Maybe I'm misinformed. Texas Tech has already budgeted for the payments of the $20.5 million within their athletic department. You have the TV revenue, obviously, and all the money that comes in. The money's there. It's just now you're not going to be spending on facilities. You're not going to be spending on coaches' salaries. We've already seen, what is it? Norvell, Florida State. Who was it that said they're giving $4 million of their salary back to the university to pay for players? The money's there. The money's always been there to pay for the players. It's just they spend it on other things because they didn't have to. College programs have spent money elaborately on things that NFL programs would never spend money on. The money's not the problem. The money's there. Coming here demanding you want 3 cars like someone else we used to know. I have no idea what that's about. I think it may be about one of my prom dates. David Collier, maybe. I don't know. I'm not trusting this now. I think what Collier was trying to ask earlier so eloquently was how is what is currently going on really NIL? I don't think you're David Collier. But the question, what is NIL? NIL is anything we want it to be. Right? NIL, name, image, and likeness. I'm paying you because you're a football player and I want to pay you. And I want to pay you to play football for my team. That's it. That's all you need to know. Your name, your image, your likeness. That's it. Are you paying them to play? Yeah. You're not paying them to go to the mall and walk around. It's not that hard. All right. See, my watch is slow. I've got it 59. I've got my phone now and everything else saying 7:04. We went green, white, checkered, and you guys didn't do a damn thing. All right. We got to shut it down because the authorities are coming for us right now. Domino's Pizza, get the app. South Plains College, look into it. Arctic Air Studios, the air is too Arctic this winter. You need to call the Bear. I want to thank them for all they've done for us over the years. They've been great partners with us right here in the Arctic Air Studios. Want you guys to share this, put it out there. We're going to have it on the website, theraiderland.com, here in just a few minutes. But on YouTube, like and share, please, everybody on YouTube. Even the replay people, you can still like it and share it when you watch on replay, Facebook, everything else. All right? You know, that's all you got to do. It's easy to do. And I got to hit this button. Not easy to do. I got a lot of buttons to hit trying to get at her. You know, it'd be like David Collier trying to direct his own show, be the floor manager, floor director on his own show, move cameras around. Well, actually, I think he has to do that. I mean, pretty much when he's on, everybody walks off the set. There's nobody there. There's like a pimply faced teenager going, in 3,